was always trying to figure out on a webcam why is there this whole thing, flip it, right? And then as I say here, I'm trying to fix my shirt, and I realize I keep pulling on the wrong side. Now I know. Anyway, I just thought I'd do a bit of an update on my life here. So, found no accounts. This is now months later. A lot of things have progressed on the downside. So, the funny part about it is, as I hit a year, I have been just thinking about drinking. And I mean, it's been a year of not drinking, doing what I can to get ahead, and it just hasn't been happening. And I don't know exactly what's causing me to think about drinking in the evenings, but I keep just fighting and saying, do the hard part. I'd really like to get into detail about things and start maybe go chronologically across the board. But I just never seem to want to actually do that when I'm recording. I'm doing it in my head all the time, I mean, part of it is now too, like, I'm in my apartment and like just right there is the door, and I just have this thing, like, I like privacy and such, and I don't really want to sit there and spill the beans. Well, I don't know, my neighbor could be just outside or whatever, I don't know, it's kind of my private thoughts, right? And I know I'm putting it out to the world, but it's different. And that being said, I just kind of blown away at how it's all been going, but I kind of feel like the sign from the heavens or the universe or whatever just telling me I have to switch gears in some way. I've switched a lot of gears, but I guess I gotta switch a few more. It just isn't. It's just not cutting it right now. So, spending a lot of time at home. I've made a few channels on YouTube. Done, a lot of practicing, editing, a lot of that. Playing with this thing here. Of course, I don't have the equipment. Like, I could be using my phone, and I have used my phone, and it's gonna be like higher quality. It's just I'd rather like sit here and not do it on my phone. And I don't know. I just like this setup. I mean, eventually, right? Like I can, this background here, I can use it for reviewing things and showing things. Maybe something I'm talking about or thinking about. I like that setup. I had to get some more RAM for the computer today, put it on a credit card. Last thing I want to have to do, but it wasn't that much. It was actually considerably less than I would think. And I'm happy with the fact that, like, there's a few things of it slowly, man. I've been working on this laptop. It was gifted to me, trying to get it to do what I needed to do, and it just had its issues, like the display adapter in general, the drivers and such, just were not happening. And like, it wasn't giving me any abilities, and it wasn't reading the GPU, the graphics GPU. And I couldn't turn the brightness down at all on the screen, and it was beyond bright. Like, even now that I finally fixed it, and the funny thing is I put so many hours into trying to fix that, and so many hours, and then I'll just give up. I'm just, okay, I don't know, it's just not gonna happen. And then eventually I just started using the computer anyway, like, okay, but I mean, it's so bright, so like, if it starts to get darker, I can't just look at that. Anyway, the other day I had some other little issue so it's like I googled it in a different way or something, and like the first thing I saw that, and it was like, load the legacy drivers, right, for the AMD, and it had a link right to the thing I would need. Bang, I hit that, I loaded that up, wow, it worked. It's like that thing that people will say, like, or if you're trying to remember something, like a word or a name or a certain thing, like the name of a movie or something. They'll say, you'll sit there and just think you can't do it. They'll say just let it go, and it'll pop in your head. It's almost like that, but on a grander scale, because it took months. We finally got it going. I'm just so excited about that. And it started working better in different ways, right? And I'm just happy that that's taken care of for now. And then I'm trying out some other stuff, and I realize, okay, I need more RAM or something here, because like I'm just bogging out. So I put as much as I can put in this thing, and it's working better. I still find there's some limitations. Yeah. So that's kind of maybe a boring bit of an update. I don't think you'll watch this. I don't give you any great learning and understanding. I actually have a lot in my head that I could be putting out there to the world. I guess there's a lot of people doing it. Yeah. I hope things work out for myself soon. Because the truth is, I literally have been looking at like, how am I gonna do homelessness? Looking at it. Like, it may not have. I got a choice, right? Like what was happening was I was working for somebody, and and it just isn't paying at all. It's horrible pay, and so it came to a point where I was actually excited I was gonna move on. I was like, okay, I got myself into that working mode, but now I gotta, because I was like, I know how to pay debt. I know how to pay it. You do your highest interest stuff first, and I do all this analysis, and I get it figured out. And I was just banging little bits, just trying to get over that interest amount, hit the principal, right? And kind of working on that plan. And then for me, it was like, okay, well, now I'm used to this working thing. It's been a lot of years. I'm going to I'm gonna move on. I don't care what I gotta do. I gotta make more money. And like literally, that was on a Friday. I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm not going in on Monday. I'm going to talk to some people who do this other industry. And then that weekend, my back went out on me in a way that I would have never figured. Never saw that coming. Like my back was getting sore, and I just figured it was just getting tight and stuff. But then it just went out on me. My leg was locking up. I was yelling out in pain. Like, I mean, it hurt. It's like deep in the hip or something. Like, it was wild. And so I worked through that for the last 6 weeks. But what I find is, it's kind of like it took the wind out of my sails. Like I'm starting to I can still feel it right now, but it's not like what it was. It was horrible. I couldn't sit. I couldn't lay down. Laying down was the worst. Sitting was the second worst. Right? If I just pace or something or stand, it would hurt a lot. That was the third worst. The only thing I could do is walk and hike. So I did a lot of walking and hiking. For whatever reason, there would be times where I was in extreme pain. Like once I started walking, hiking on a trail, I literally, I would just walk and walk. So I'd be walking for hours, and like literally like 5 hours in, I'd be like, I mean, I like to hike anyway, right? I'd be like, wow, I haven't even thought about my back. It's just crazy. And then you get home and sit down, and then bang, I couldn't do anything on the computer, all the stuff I want to do, because I couldn't sit. Like I couldn't concentrate. It hurt so much. So it's been good now for about 5 days, because it was actually, it got to a point where it was good after 10, and then it went right back to 0. Then it got good again, and went right back to like 1 or 2, like close to 0, like in pain. And this time it's gone. It's not completely gone, but it's dull now, and with little pinches and stuff. But it's not incapacitating me, so that works in my benefit. So I'm realizing today, like this morning, I'm like, yeah, man, it's hitting me. Like that took the wind out of my sails, and I just, because while my back was out and stuff, I'm just like, I have to go live in the woods or something. Like I can't work, and I got nobody. I got nobody gonna help me. Some old dude. My mom can't help me. My dad definitely can't help me. Yeah, I don't. It's just nobody's gonna help. So I have to help myself. I do know that. But I was even thinking like, okay, if I went homeless for a while, I could regroup. You know, somehow regroup. But I don't know. It's just not the plan. Like, you know. So I mean, there's another side of it. Like, not necessarily homelessness, but like if I'm gonna be homeless, I might as well just make a run at something, right? So I was thinking, well, okay, just get rid of what remaining I have, and just head off to the Yukon or head off to BC more recently, is what I've been thinking. And just kind of restart there. Like where I live now, I'm not that fond of this place. Like I've been here my whole life, and I don't know. I don't want to sit there and talk trash about this place, but it is different. I mean, it's not different. It's just the same, you know. And it kind of makes me think of that saying, like, everywhere you go, there you are, right? So you can't run from yourself and whatever causes you to be in the scenario you're in. I don't sit there in my head and really blame anybody for where I am. Like, blame myself. I know it's like I want to say a confluence of many things. I mean, like, you know, the outside world, it does have an effect on us. Like, I know a lot of people be like, oh, you know, but I don't know. For me, I find it has an effect, and I know why. Like, I have this whole other alchemical and Gnostic teachings in my head and stuff too. So you know, you are kind of like the master of your own universe. And how do you say? Like, there's a kind of a way I say it sometimes. Like, like where you are in life, like how things are, is definitely for the most part on you. It's not like it's just not on other people. The truth is, and don't let them put it on you, right? Like, nonetheless, I know I'm running out of time. Oh yeah, on this channel I can actually talk for longer. But what I might do is go for a stop now and come back.